did a video earlier talking about how, there's a popular vote differential between where Kamala Harris finished and where Joe Biden finished in 2020, and how it's like 15, 16 million votes. And I gave a whole bunch of reasons as to why I thought they might be protest votes. But I had another thought. Maybe they're not protest votes. 2020, we made it easy for people to vote. A lot of states made it where they mailed you everything you needed to vote. They mailed you a voter registration card with prepaid postage that all you had to do was mail back. Okay, you get that done. Then they mail you an absentee request form or the absentee ballot or some combination thereof, whether you had to fill out a request or you just got one. And you could fill out your ballot in the comfort of your own home and mail it back, and you were done. You didn't have to go anywhere. You didn't have to stand in line. You didn't have to figure out the proper polling place. None of that. It was easy. And then we had high voter turnout, and some states made it more difficult. Like here in Iowa, um, they still made it somewhat easy for you to get a absentee ballot or vote early. They reduced the number of days you had to vote early by 9, and you had to go to your county office to request your mail-in ballot. Now, I don't know if that was something you could do like online, or if you could do it by a phone call, or if you had to physically go down there. I don't know all the particulars of that because that's not how I voted, and I never looked into it. I'll admit that. But they made it so that they could not just send you an absentee ballot, even if you had voted absentee or by mail for numerous elections in a row. You had to take the effort to go do it. And they made it so the Secretary of State could not just send every resident an absentee ballot to vote by mail. Like, they changed some of the rules. So is the difference in that 15 million vote total, is it more to do with people just didn't want to go out and vote? Or is it because they were protesting, like I said in the previous video? I don't know what that answer is. But that's something to look at. We know with higher voter turnout, Democrats typically win. And because they made it difficult to vote, and Republicans have been pushing for years, they don't want mail-in ballots, they don't want early voting. They want one day of voting. You show up, you stand in line, and you vote, and winner take all. And they want that because that's when they do that, they win. And that was evident this time because it wasn't as convenient for some people to vote, and now we're missing. And I say missing, talking about just in the voter turnout numbers, what it appears to be, 15 million voters. So is that the case? Is it that people were just uninterested in going to figure out the proper way to vote, didn't want to go find their proper polling place, didn't want to go early, saw things about long lines and said, well, I'm not going to go? Or were they just comfortable and they thought that Kamala was going to win no matter what and that they didn't need to go vote? I don't know. Just a couple thoughts I had on another way to explain this. I'm still trying to figure out what happened, and go from there.